First from Myron Metcalf.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing, Myron?
Good, good. You've coached in this league for a long time. When you hear people say that this is a, quote, down year for the ACC, how do you respond to that?
I think, can you hear me?
I got you, yep.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with obviously the early season and people putting, obviously you got metrics compared to everything, and that's been more than anything in the last, 3 or 4 years. And I think our teams have all gotten better when you really look at our conference towards the end, towards the January, February, March. And I think, the way that everything is set up now, if you don't get off to a good start and your team is trying to find themselves and you start to a slow start, it hurts you. And that's the one thing I see. I just see that our teams are kind of gelling a little bit later than other leagues.
And then you had a chance, obviously, to face Duke in early February. Is there something that Cooper Flagg maybe did in that game that sort of showcased the talent that's made him a National Player of the Year contender?
I think everything about him, the way he plays the game, the energy and the passion, he plays with his team. You could tell his guys love him. He plays together. He plays in what they're doing. And I think the one thing is that he's a guy that doesn't need to dominate the ball. He's like a superstar kind of, in his role. And then he has the talent that, the talent to be the number one pick in the draft. So, he's really good. I think the things that really makes him really good is that he plays with his team and his guys love him. And you could just see that. And defensively, he just causes a lot of problems.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wolf.
What's up, Coach? In terms of, I guess, games kind of slowing down in terms of the pace at the end of the season, especially when you get in conference tournaments, and you see the success, I guess, NC State had last year in the ACC tournament with playing through DJ Burns. Do you see you guys being able to sort of have that same impact in terms of playing through Eddie Lampkin down the stretch? I know he had a good first half against Virginia Tech this weekend.
It's a good question. I think that's the hope. That's the idea as you move forward, right? Eddie's played well for us, but I think we got 2 guys that we could play through down there, and I think that's always a plus. Like you said, once you get into the postseason and the game kind of slows down, and you're talking about half-court execution and having guys that you can put the ball in their hands and run your offense and not compromise what you're doing. That's always a plus, and being able to get the ball below the foul line and be able to put pressure on the rim is a plus.
Justin Gershon.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. During the final week of the regular season, just what are you hoping to learn most from this year to take into next year to try to bounce back from a down year?
First of all, I think we have to be a better defensive team. So we have to really, that side of it, and I think things that we got to continue to improve on. I thought at the end we're a pretty decent rebounding team. We got to continue to do that. I think a lot of improvement has to be made on that side of the ball. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm sure once the season's over with, it's going to be a lot, some other things that we need to work on. But as of right now, I think to answer your question, I want to answer your question and answer it, clear right now. Obviously, the defensive side of things, we have to really show up and improve going into the off season.
Aiden Stepanski.
Hey, Coach, another tough loss this past weekend. Just, heading into kind of the conference tournament next week, what are some things that you think your team can learn from some of these losses that you guys have been through?
We've been through, as of late, some close losses. We keep watching film and just understanding there's so many things that lead up to those last minute plays, those, the late game plays. We just got to keep learning. We got to keep finishing possessions and taking care of the ball in critical times. Again, the last game, we going into halftime with 4 turnovers and finished with 14. So we got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball, decision making, and finishing plays when we get stops.
Donna Dakota.
Yeah, hey Adrian. So Andy Enfield was just on and saying that Boopy Miller could possibly play on Tuesday. Obviously he's a really dynamic guard, and you guys have had some issues guarding the ball. And how much different are they as a team with him in the lineup?
One, he's all conference guy. He's so dynamic. And you lose, so much production if he doesn't play. And when he does play, it allows that team to have three ball handling guards. And I think those are teams that are always tough, with Boopy and Chuck Harris and Edwards. Now you got three guys that all can make plays, shoot the basketball, and attack. And that's hard. That's hard. They put a lot of pressure on you. If you take one away, even two is hard. But Boopy brings a lot. Leadership. He has shot making ability. He can pass the ball. He doesn't probably get a lot of credit for his defense, but he can really dog the ball. He gets up in and he makes it tough. So again, talking about an all conference guy. In my opinion. So that's the impact that he has, and that's what we have to try to prepare for.
Thank you.
Go back to Zach Wolf.
I just want to ask, in terms of, obviously you guys had success kind of getting the ball in the paint against Virginia Tech in the first half, and it felt like you guys had a tougher time going down there in the second half. How do you make sure teams aren't able to adjust and kind of push you guys more out on the perimeter rather than, I guess, attacking in the paint more?
I don't think we had much trouble. I just think that we probably didn't get the results that we had in the first half. And in the first half, I thought we got a lot of stuff in the paint, roll into the rim. I thought the second half we had to get the ball inside. And they did a good job of pushing us out, but we still got in there. We missed a couple of chippies. I think if we made a couple of those, not chippies, but a couple of those, and convert a couple of those through the basket, I don't think it would have seemed like we couldn't get a lot. And then and obviously JJ attacked the paint, and he made some and he missed some. So again, I thought the results of us missing probably 6 or 7 baskets, shots around the basket in the paint the second half was the difference.
And the last question from Aiden Stepanski.
Yeah, Coach, we saw Elijah warm up on Saturday. What do you expect to see from him? Do you expect to see him back Tuesday? And how have you just kind of seen him progress?
He's gotten a little bit better. We still got another, practice today. Getting ready to head out here right now. We didn't do a lot yesterday, so we'll see how he feels today. He's working hard. I'm optimistic that I think he'll be available, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll know a lot by, either end of tonight or after I walk through tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brett, thank you. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. All right. Well.